Welcome aboard, folks. I'm Kelby and joined by my amazing wife, Courtney. We're thrilled to take you on a breathtaking drone tour of Galveston Island and its stunning surrounding bays on the Texas coast.
As a husband and wife team, we quit the 9-to-5s and are exploring together full time. We are in search of truth, beauty, and the hidden histories of the most iconic landscapes in the western U.S. region.
Get ready for high-flying views packed with fascinating facts, navigation tips, personal memories, and positive vibes. We'll soar over the Highland Bayou and Bayou Vista,
the historic Bolivar Lighthouse,
Caranchua Lake,
Diversionary Canal,
Galveston Public Boat Launch at Tiki,
Greens Lake,
ICW Barrier Islands,
North Deer Island,
Pleasure Pier,
the Reef Balls,
San Luis Pass,
Galveston West Beach,
the Texas City Dike,
and Tiki Island. Check the timestamps below to skip ahead to your favorite spot and hit that subscribe button to support more drone videos just like this.
Sit back, relax, and let's fly. Bayou Vista was developed as a waterfront community with 12 dredged canals for easy West Bay access. It incorporated in 1985, growing from a population of around 1,300 in 1990 to over 1,700 today.
The community here is amazing, full of positive energy and events that bring everyone together. There's an annual Christmas golf cart parade and tree lighting ceremony, as well as a Christmas boat parade, golf cart poker run, barbecue cook-off, and fishing tournament.
Bayou Vista sits right near the Duck Bend Bridge area, a low train bridge that gives somewhere around 55 to 70 inches of clearance depending on tide. It's a tight spot, so navigate carefully. This bridge overlooks prime fishing grounds in Highland Bayou.
Fishing here is fantastic, targeting redfish, speckled trout, black drum, and southern flounder. Reds love the structure, trout hit in open water, and the flounder ambush on the bottom. We've had great bites in the area, especially around the bridge itself.
Bird watching is equally rewarding. Spot roseate spoonbills with their pink plumage, great blue herons stalking prey, white ibises probing mud, and black-necked silts wading gracefully. In winter, waterfowl like blue-winged teal and northern pintails add to the spectacle.
Together, we've discovered so much beauty and history here. It's all about the positive exploration and sharing truth together. Let's keep flying. The next stop is Jones Bay near Galveston Boat Launch and Fat Boys Bait and Tackle.
Here we are at the Galveston Public Boat Ramp, also known as the Tiki Island Boat Ramp. Right near Fat Boys Bait and Tackle, this public launch is a bustling hub for boaters heading into West Bay.
The area is alive with activity, from families launching for a day on the water to anglers stocking up at Fat Boys for live bait like shrimp and croaker. Right now, there's ongoing bridge construction nearby, part of improvements to the I-45 causeway and local spans. It's exciting to see the progress enhancing access to Galveston Island.
For a more in-depth navigation tips, check out our recent Galveston Boat Launch adventure video, linked right here in the description.
Check out these stunning drone shots at low tide. See those prop scars etched into the bay bottom? They're stark reminders of the shallow depths here, often dropping to just 1 to 2 feet in spots. It's crucial to know your route, understand tidal changes. Tides can fluctuate up to 2 feet daily, and avoid hidden reefs or oyster beds that lurk just below.
Always stay in marked channels and safe navigable areas to protect your boat and the ecosystem. These shots are from the most populated stretch where folks travel to and from the island.
On a typical weekend, you'll spot boaters cruising out for fun, fishermen casting for reds and trout, bird enthusiasts watching egrets and pelicans soar, travelers heading to Galveston's beaches, and even construction crews building a brighter future. It's this vibrant energy that draws us back every time.
We're just getting started. Let's keep this adventure going. Next, we'll cruise over to San Luis Pass. Hold on tight, folks. Welcome to San Luis Pass, a beast of a waterway where beauty meets peril. It's stunning but deadly. Strong rip currents and swift tidal flows have claimed lives here.
This pass connecting the Gulf to West Bay between Galveston Island and Follett's Island sees massive water exchanges, up to billions of gallons daily, creating unpredictable conditions. Since 2017, swimming and even wade fishing from the beach have been banned on parts of the Galveston side due to these dangers.
Galveston gets a bad rap for brown waters, but on the right winds and tides like calm southeasterlies or incoming highs, San Luis Pass transforms into a crystal clear paradise with turquoise hues that rival tropical spots.
And the fishing, top notch. Wade or boat for speckled trout ambushing in the currents, redfish tailing in the shallows, or flounder lying in wait.
You feeling that mix of fear, respect, impression, and inspiration? That's the magic of San Luis Pass. Let's fly on to more wonders next we hit the Bolivar Lighthouse. Drift with us now to the iconic Bolivar Lighthouse, captured in these dreamy 2024 shots during its ongoing restoration, towering against the horizon with massive cargo ships gliding in and out of the Gulf like silent giants.
Built in 1872 as an iron sentinel guiding ships to safety, it stands 117 feet tall, its light piercing 17 miles out to sea, until decommissioned in 1933. But its true legend shines from the 1900 Galveston hurricane, the deadliest natural disaster in U.S. history.
Imagine the terror as floodwaters rose and homes crumbled. About 125 desperate souls, including lighthouse keeper Harry C. Claiborne and his family, crammed into the tower's spiral staircase. They clung together through the night, the structure shaking but unyielding. While debris battered its walls, miraculously all survived, emerging to a devastated world but alive, thanks to this beacon of hope.
Those colossal cargo ships tell their own epic tale. The Houston Ship Channel, stretching 50 miles from the Gulf to Houston's port, is one of America's busiest waterways, handling over 300 million tons of cargo yearly. Everything from oil to consumer goods, fueling the economy and connecting the world.
If you hadn't had a chance to explore this area, jump on the Bolivar ferry, zip across the pass, and enjoy this incredible view yourself. Let's soar onward to Greens Lake. Greens Lake, a hidden gem in southwestern Galveston County, tucked into the West Bay system. Courtney and I adore exploring these shallow waters together.
So true. The brackish lake connects to West Bay via Greens Cut, and it's surrounded by vibrant marshlands that support a rich ecosystem. Spanning about 2 square miles, it's a serene spot for anglers and wildlife enthusiasts.
The depths here average just 1 to 3 feet, but watch out. It can get extremely shallow in spots, dropping to mere inches. We've navigated carefully together, always respecting the tides to avoid running aground or disturbing the bottom.
Fishing is amazing back here, targeting redfish, cruising the shallows, speckled trout in grassy areas, black drum near structures, and flounder ambushing prey on the flats. We've had luck here using live shrimp and soft plastics.
For wildlife lovers, it's a paradise. Spot great egrets, blue herons, roseate spoonbills, and ospreys. These marshes are full of life.
Remember, fellow anglers, if you plan to fish here, give others plenty of room, respect the area by leaving no trace, and enjoy responsibly.
You feeling that pool of adventure yet? Onward we fly, over to Diversionary Canal. The Diversionary Canal, a vital waterway in the Galveston area that Courtney and I have traversed together many times. Watch as we follow the route from the canal back to Highland Bayou near Bayou Vista.
The Diversionary Canal is a man-made channel constructed in the mid-20th century as part of the regional flood control efforts. Its primary purpose is to intercept headwaters from Highland Bayou in Santa Fe and divert excess water directly into West Bay, about 1.5 miles south of the bayou's natural outlet, preventing flooding and improving drainage in this developing coastal basin.
Absolutely, and today it's a favorite among anglers and boaters for easy access to West Bay. Many launch from the boat ramp right here in Hitchcock. It's a solid alternative to the Tiki launch.
The canal's depths vary, but it stays navigable with care. Stick to the center to avoid shallow edges. It's full of life. Keep an eye out for massive gars gliding like prehistoric shadows. And during the right seasons, huge schools of redfish tailing throughout. Perfect for casting live shrimp, topwaters, or soft plastics. There's nothing like the moment you hook into one of those powerful redfish.
There are actually even reports of tarpon venturing into these bay systems during the late summer and fall. Though rare in the canal itself, lucky anglers have spotted and even caught them in nearby West Bay waters. It's that element of surprise that keeps us coming back, seeking truths in nature's rhythms.
This canal has reshaped the local hydrology, creating unique ecosystems where tidal influences mix with freshwater inflows, supporting diverse wildlife and plenty of fishing opportunities.
We love sharing this route with you. It's a great run, easy to navigate with plenty to see.
This canal leading into Jones Bay is a gem. Next, we'll hop over to North Deer Island for some serious fishing structure.
Zooming in on North Deer Island, a pristine 144-acre wildlife sanctuary in West Bay. Courtney and I often come here for epic catches, especially in summer.
Protected by 6,450 feet of limestone breakwaters, these rocks foster oyster reefs, creating primary structure for fishing havens. Great for sheephead catches.
Wade behind those rocks for amazing potential, small passes, deep holes teeming with reds and trout, but warning, shallow oyster bottoms and structure can wreck your lower unit, so be very cautious when navigating back there.
We recommend finding a good local guide or someone familiar with the area to show you around these tricky waters.
All right, next we're going to head over to Galveston West Beach. Galveston's West Beach, this is a great spot for a peaceful walk at sunrise or a cruise on the one wheel. Nice views and beautiful beachfront homes right along the Texas coast.
That's right. It extends westward from around the end of the seawall towards San Luis Pass, with highlights including the Galveston Island State Park and the Coastal Heritage Preserve. Next stop, Pleasure Pier and a cruise over the seawall.
As the day winds down, join us at Pleasure Pier right at closing. Courtney and I captured these serene drone shots together as the staff began closing up for the night.
This iconic Galveston landmark is a thrill seeker's haven, rebuilt in 2012 with over 15 rides soaring 100 feet above the Gulf.
It's magical. Now we fly over the beach, the seawall lit up in the night, abruptly meeting the ocean's abyss.
A reminder of balance, embracing the night. Next stop, Barrier Islands on the ICW.
Swooping over these slender spoil islands, man-made barriers from dredged material that divide the ICW from Galveston's West Bay.
These islands protect against erosion, buffer storms, and create habitats for diverse life, serving as nurseries for fish, nesting grounds for birds like herons and egrets, wild boars, and even homes for coyotes we've spotted prowling during the daytime.
These barrier islands provide great wind protection as well. However, staying out of the barge's way on the ICW is vital. These massive, hard-to-maneuver vessels create dangerous wakes and currents. Always yield the right-of-way and avoid cutting in front of them to prevent collisions. Next, we fly over to Caranchua Lake. Venturing into Caranchua Lake, a fishing haven in Galveston County spanning 477 acres and connecting to West Bay off the Intracoastal Waterway.
This brackish lake requires skilled navigation. There's only one main entrance with a narrow cut with oyster reefs and shallows dropping to inches. Best timed with tides and often needing to stay on plane.
It's public waters, but for safety, avoid parking right in the middle of the pass. It risks forcing others into dangerous structures. For safe access, or if you've never been, we recommend going with a local guide who can demonstrate the proper boater etiquette for this tricky and dangerous pass.
Fishing includes reds and shallows, trouts and grassy edges, and black drum near drops. All right, moving on to the reef balls.
Just south of Caranchua Lake entrance, check out these ongoing restoration projects. Dredging to rebuild land fortified by reef balls against waves and erosion.
Reef balls are hollow, concrete, artificial reef modules designed since 1993 to mimic natural reefs. They're vented and weighted at the base for storm resistance and designed for enduring Category 5 hurricanes.
It's inspiring, nature and human innovation in harmony. Onward to more discoveries. Let's go check out the Texas City Dike. Welcome to the Texas City Dike, folks, a massive 5.3-mile man-made marvel stretching into Galveston Bay. Courtney and I captured these stunning drone shots together, showcasing its length and the bustling activity below.
Authorized by Congress in 1913 and built by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the dike was completed in 1915 for $1.4 million to protect the Texas City Channel from silting and cross currents. Starting as a timber pile structure, it got a rubble mound reinforcement in 1931, evolving into the world's longest man-made fishing pier.
Its purpose? To divert, silt, and maintain deep channels for shipping. Today it handles over 1,100 ships and 4,300 barges yearly, supporting the largest petrochemical port in the U.S., but it's also a recreational hub with 4 boat ramps, making it the second busiest launch in Texas.
The launch options here are great, easy to access via Dike Road off Highway 146. Features include a 600-foot lighted fishing pier for deep water angling, beaches at the end, picnic shelters, restrooms, fish cleaning stations, and even a playground.
Fishing is prime. Speckled trout, redfish, sheepshead, and flounder abound. The Texas City Dike attracts fishermen from all around the world.
Beyond fishing, it's great for bird watching, spot brown pelicans diving, or kiteboarding on windy days. We've made some great memories here.
A true Galveston gem. All right, let's fly on to the next spot, Tiki Island. As we wrap up our drone tour, soaring over Tiki Island, a vibrant waterfront community with canal homes and easy bay access, and into the serene expanse of Jones Bay, teeming with marshes and wildlife, Courtney and I built this together, our husband and wife mission to deliver truth, beauty, and high-quality media that educates, entertains, and inspires real growth in our lives.
Exactly. Collaborations like ours, whether in marriage, business, or relationships, create something stronger than going solo. It's the honest work that builds lasting bonds and uncovers those hidden truths in places like Galveston.
Thanks for watching. Subscribing is free and helps us keep exploring. Shout out to our new Galveston subscribers. What else do you want to see? What did we miss here? Drop your comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.